Preface. In a previous work written some years ago, the announcement was made of the discovery that the Bible was of ancient Irish origin and that its character names are still Irish. This statement was supported by irrefutable facts, including a list of synonymous words in both Irish and Hebrew, with derivatives of the latter, proving that the so-called Hebrew language was but a dialect improvised by the parent Irish language for the secret use of the ancient Irish priests of sun worship. Appreciating that this is a somewhat, if startling and astounding disclosure of Hither's suppressed truth, to make it to the major part of the altogether unsuspecting peoples of the Christian countries of the world today, we awaited its reception with interest. To inquiring minds, it was a valued contribution, aiding in making the ages of the past historically it filled a void of silence. Inquiries came from overseas and from different parts of our country, requesting further light on the Bible topics, to which this present work is in part a response. It was in hope that someone would be energetic or ambitious enough to take advantage of the lead we had given and bring out a work along the lines indicated. This hope, from the difficult nature of the task, has not been realized. The present work is the fruit of years of labor and research. It seems now to have been too much to have expected any of the clergy who may have been able to make so radical a step and violate a silence on a forbidden subject that has been maintained for generations. As for the laity, the recondite nature of the work would have been an obstacle, as will be noted in the elucidation of the Irish character in the following pages. The task has remained for us to do and to give further and absolute proof that the Bible is a product of ancient Irish. In connection herewith, we have given historical facts and deductions from these facts to show the wide influence, learning and culture of Irish in the ages post. It is only a few days ago that the Herald Tribune of New York City, in its issue of August 22, 1928, announced that the leader of an expedition from an American museum had discovered proof that the Druids ruled the old continents and the former religion of the Tibet was of the fire or sun worship as of ancient Britain and Ireland. He also learned that the former name of the region around Lhasa was Gotha. This bears out facts already clearly discernible in the history of the people of ancient Irish, who for deceptive purposes called in our histories Phoenicians. The name Gotha is Irish and derived from the root word goth, meaning spear, the weapon giving its name to the people so armed. In like manner, the people who anciently inhabited the plains of southern Russia were known by the name of the weapon they used in warfare. They were known as the Scythians, modern form Scythians, from the Irish word sith, pronounced skith, and arrow. The warriors of that ancient nation were armed with bows, and from the back of their fleet horses attacked their enemies with showers of arrows. Further proof of ancient Irish's cultural preeminence comes from an unexpected quarter. In an interview published in a recent issue of the New York Times, September 23, 1928, a recluse, a former teacher and poet in Frankfurt, Germany, who knows well 200 languages and is proficient in their idioms, when asked which of the languages he considered the greatest, answered without any hesitation, Phoenician. Thus, from two recent and related sources comes corroborative evidence in support of the statements in these pages. It was our first intention to elucidate a great number of the character names that are here given, but it was found as the work proceeded that it would make an amount too large for one volume. Essayists and writers without number have treated Bible subjects and characters some with but little idea of the esoteric meaning embodied in them. They seemingly assume that the Bible was like an unexplored or uncharted sea, regarding which random statements might be made on the theory that one man's guess was as good as another's. Such interpreters, whose temerity outsteps their knowledge, should find much for reflective thought on this in this exposition. This is the first time that the Bible characters have been elucidated and, so far as we know, translated directly from their Irish names and diffused for the benefit of all. In this exposition of the biblical ideas and in the elucidation of the character names in the Bible, we have endeavoured to make the meaning clear and truly present those spiritual ideas of the ancient Druid Hebrew priests as embodied in these character names, which are, though much disguised, eloquent, fulsome, and complete, and in themselves show the way to the eternal life as secretly and figuratively indicated by the Adept founders of early Irish Christianity of pre-Roman times. In memoriam, this volume is dedicated to the memory of my father, who in my early boyhood taught me the letters of the Irish alphabet, the initial step in which later years enabled me, with the aid of historical research, to interpret its character names and to prove the true source of the origin of the Bible.